Hi everyone. This is the homework sheet you had to complete for the highest common factor and lowest common multiple by using prime factor decompositions and Venn diagrams. In the previous video, I explained step by step letters C, D, and E. In this video, I will explain letters F, G, and H. Right, so for letter F, you had to find the highest common factor and lowest common multiple of 72 and 64. Right, so for 72, we need to break it up into prime factors. I'm going to use the ladder method for this one. So 72, the smallest prime number that can divide into it is 2. 72 divided by 2 will give me 36. 36, again divided by 2, will give me 18. Smallest prime number that can divide into that one is 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Smallest prime number to divide into 9 is 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And last but not least, 3 can only divide into self 1. When you see the 1 there, you know that you are finished. Then you got 72 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. We're going to do exactly the same for number 64. The smallest number that can divide into 64 is 2. 64 divided by 2 will give you 32. 32 divided by 2 will give you 16. 16 divided by 2 will give you 8. 8 divided by 2 will give you 4. 4 divided by 2 will give you 2. And finally, 2 divided by 2 will give you 1. Now we know we're finished. So for number 64, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's. Right. Second step, you need to draw your Venn diagram, where the first circle is 72 and this circle presents 64. Now be very careful, what do they share? There's 1, 2, 3 2's in 72 and 1, 2, 3 2's in 64. So you need to write 3 2's in the shared section. What is left over of 72 is 2 3's, so 3 and 3. And left over in 64 is 3 2's, so 2, 2, 2. Then to find your highest common factor, you simply look at the middle intersection, so it's 2 times 2 times 2, which gives you 8. Right, so 8 is your highest common factor of 72 and 64. For the lowest common multiple, you need to multiply everything in here. So it's going to be 3 times 3 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2's and 2 3's. And if you multiply everything together, you get 516. And that is your lowest common multiple of 72 and 64. Right, let's move on to number G. For number G, you had to find the lowest common multiple and highest common factor of 12 and 27. 12 breaks up into 2 times 6, but 2 is a prime number. We can actually do 6, break it up again into 2 times 3, where 2 and 3 are both prime numbers. So 12 will be 2 times 2 times 3. 27 breaks up into 3 times 9. And 3 is a prime number, but 9 can be broken up into 3 times 3 again. And there's our 3 prime numbers. So 27 is 3 times 3 times 3. Now we draw a Venn diagram, where this one is 12, that one is 27. So what is shared? A 3 is shared. Only one 3. Right? What is left over with 12 is 2 2's. And left over at 27 is 2 3's. To find your highest common factor, you only look at the shared one. So your highest common factor will be 3, and your lowest common multiple will be 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 3. And if you multiply that all together, you get 108. So your highest common factor is 3, your lowest common multiple is 108. Okay, moving on to number H, and the last one of this homework section was you have to find the HCF and LCM of 14 and 42. So we break up 14 in 2 times 7, which is perfect prime numbers. So 14 is equal to 2 times 7. 42 we can break up into 2 and 21. 2 is a prime number. And 21 we can break up again into 3 and 7. And those two are prime numbers. So 42 will be equal to 2 times 3 times 7. Now we draw Venn diagrams, where this circle is representative of 14 and this one is 42. Look at the intersection. What numbers do they share? They share a 2 and they share a 7. 14 has got nothing left on the side, so we just leave it open, and 42 we've got a 3 left over. The highest common factor, we look at the intersection, which is going to be 2 times 7, so the highest common factor is 14, and the lowest common multiple will be 2 times 7 times 3, which is equal to 42. So the lowest common multiple of 14 and 42 is 42.